Okay, good evening, Facebook. I'm super stoked about tonight's interview. Meghan is just such an incredible story. She literally just finished my program a couple weeks ago, maybe just a week ago, and she is taking this thing and running with it. And I remember speaking to her for the first time, and she was completely overwhelmed with the concept, and she still has her moments, but obviously I coach her through all of this, and it really paints a good picture. So I'm going to wait for her to pop on. And again, if you're coming on, please say hi and where you're coming in from. I really, everyone knows how passionate I am about LinkedIn and what it can do for someone's network marketing business, but I always love spotlighting those that are really doing big things. So I'm gonna wait for Meghan to jump on so I can invite her onto this. And it's one of those things where it really provides people such an amazing platform to build whatever they're looking to build. And it doesn't matter the opportunity. What really matters is exactly how to use it. So I'm going to see if I can, let's see, get her on here. Let me just tag her really quickly. All right, I invited her to this. So if you're coming on, say hi and where you're coming in from before Meg comes on. Hi, Kelly, Jeremy. Hi, Barb. Good to see you. And again, this is one of those things, and this is I love spotlighting people that are just learning this type of content. And again, I'm going to wait for Meghan to pop on. And it's one of those things where it's a game changer once you can really wrap yourself around it. And it's just one of those things where if you implement it, it could really change your business on a consistent basis, because it's one of those things where a lot of people don't necessarily understand how to lead with the business, how to have those business conversations. And Meghan was one of those people that really didn't understand outside of just posting and praying. She really wanted to learn exactly how this is going to work. So I'm going to wait for, there she is. So I'm going to wait for her to jump on. So Meghan, just make sure that you're on your phone, and it should give me the opportunity to add you in. And that's what I'm waiting for. There you are. Okay, I'm adding you in now. Let's hope technology cooperates. We did it!
Hi!
How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Take the time.
Pardon?
Are you getting some?
Yes. Put my headphones on?
Yeah.
All right, let me go find them. Hold on a minute. Give me 1 minute.
You got it. The problem with it, sometimes a little bit of feedback with if it's not applied. So grateful everybody. So again, say Meg. Yeah, I know.
All right, let's see.
think that might be better.
Okay.
Guys, how's
There we
that
go.
with feedback? Is that, can you hear me still, Meg?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. Everybody, how are we with the feedback? Hearts, smiley faces, thumbs, if we're good to go and everyone can hear us loud and clear. Just want to make sure that everybody is here. So hearts, thumbs, happy faces, whatever you want to give us. I just want to make sure that better. Okay, good. Greg Sable says it. Thank you, Greg. Hashtag be your own hero and get rid of the feedback. My man. Okay. Hi, Meg.
Hi, Scott. How are you?
I'm doing good. I feel like we just talked because we did.
We did a couple hours ago.
And I took a lot away from that conversation because I, I guess you're really going through the process of what I've been teaching you over the last few weeks. But again, I want to take the spotlight off of me. And I know there's been a lot of people over the last few weeks that have been asking you, what are you doing? How is it working? And I do things very unconventionally in the sense that, everyone is kind of used to doing the whole posting and waiting for people to reach out, this, that, or the other, and enrolling product users. But I set up a goal for you, not to get yeses, but I set up a goal for you to get nos, to make sure that you're getting the amount of conversations required. So for those that don't know who you are on here, because obviously I have some of my network here too, why don't you do just a little short introduction of yourself, how you got into network marketing, and what you've experienced since, and then we're going to get into the guts of tonight's call, which is going over what LinkedIn has done for you personally, what it's done for you emotionally, spiritually, and how it could help others.
Sure, I would be glad to share. So I am 44 years old. I am right now living in Ridgewood, New Jersey, Bergen County, right outside New York City. And I started my path on network marketing about 2 years ago, being introduced by an amazing woman and close friend now, I will call her, as well as business partner Diane. And it has just taken off, and it's led me to really want to improve and learn how to be a proper network marketer. And like you said, stop posting and praying and hoping that I am going to grow this business. So that's kind of what happened with me. And the reason why I hopped on board also was for not even a physical transformation, but a professional one. So that's kind of my story as how I got into this. And it's been one amazing ride. And I can't wait to see where it goes.
And it's only the beginning, and that's the thing.
Yes.
It is a ride. It's a roller coaster. It's up, it's down, it's up and down. And I think, when you can mentally prepare yourself that, this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. And there are going to be good weeks. There's going to be bad weeks. There's going to be flat weeks. But I have a simple theory that the person that talks to the most people is always going to come out victorious. And what was frustrating me for the longest time is myself and those that I would speak to, they were talking to the same people over and over and over again. And, Facebook is burnt out at this point. And I did a Facebook Live earlier about the 75-25 rule. And we talked about it earlier today, that most of your Facebook network should be unrelated to your opportunity. And with a network size of only 5,000 friends, as they're called on Facebook, if you've ever been to a university action, which I know you haven't, but you're going to,
Yes.
You can't build a network marketing business with 5,000 friends. You just can't. You need the numbers in your favor. And you came as a referral from one of my other clients, Christine, who's just crushing it on there. What was it about what we initially talked about where you said, you know what? And we talked when you were at an event, and we actually talked a couple of days later to kind of commit to things. What was it about what you heard from Christine? You saw some of the testimonials that I have, and what we talked about. What was that where you're like, you know what? I need to do this.
So Scott, I think what hit home for me is the fact that I wasn't going anywhere in my business, and I was tired of it staying like this, and I was ready for it to go here. And just by watching Christine on, just with things that were happening to her while using this other platform, LinkedIn, I said, this has got to be a better way than posting and praying. And it's insane. I mean, just the little bit of time that I've actually been on it, I've seen a huge change, not only in my business, but in my confidence, and actually learning how to be a network marketer and what it is to be a network marketer. And, I think 2 years ago, if you would have asked me that question, I would have never said to you, it's not sitting at home all the time in my PJs and just, it's work. It's 100% work. And I'm going to
Right.
get the no's, and I'm getting the no's. But you know what? Like, you and I have had this conversation and many texts back and forth, where I will say Scott is like incredible with communication. Like, I've never, ever in my life seen anyone so passionate about,
Thank
this
you.
business. And, I just think for me that that's what I was seeing. And I needed someone to, take me and show me what there was and what could be. So, and I think that's what I'm learning. And
And and
there are a lot of opportunities on LinkedIn that I had no idea, none, the amount of
and and
people.
and I think the underbelly of all this, Meg, is the fact that um, there are so many talented people in network marketing, and they're just kind of doing busy work. They're portraying almost an image, like things are just crazy busy and out of control with what they're posting on Facebook. And I talked about it with you the other day, or actually this morning, with
Yeah, today.
the posed pictures of people holding their cell phones looking away. Like there's a photographer there all the time with them. And the fact is that when you learn both sides of network marketing, and it's network marketing, and the fact is, when you can build that confidence, that bulletproof confidence. And here's the thing. I said to you in the very beginning, I said, Meg, you need to be a salmon in a world of fish. Start going the opposite direction where everyone is going, because everyone is doing the same thing. Everyone is posting the same before and afters. And what did I tell you today? I said, whose before and after is most important? Exactly.
Mine.
People are not taking the time enough to brand themselves. So obviously, when we jumped into LinkedIn, this was completely foreign territory to you. I mean, I remember,
Yes.
I remember even the first step, going through your profile and giving you all the things that you needed to implement in there, and even that was giving you a little bit of anxiety. But let's
Did
talk
it.
about let's talk about how you felt at the very beginning of what I was taking you through, um, and how quickly. Just give people a timeline. Not even before we finished. How quickly did you start seeing traction from what I was teaching you to do?
So after we worked on my profile, got it up and running, and I looked at the before and the afters. First, that was pretty insane, what my LinkedIn profile was before and what it was after we mentored, and it was like night and day. And that to me was where the whole having you just be there was essential. I would say within the first, I would say 4 hours of me changing all that and actually putting it into work, I remember sending you saying, oh my gosh, I already have like all these people wanting to network with me. And, that to me it was a starting point. To actually, people were actually liking my thing, liking my profile, and actually wanting to connect with me. That's never happened on LinkedIn for me because my profile wasn't what it should have been. And
Tell everyone about the conversation you had today with the photographer, and how and what it ended up being. What was the end result from that?
so she was this amazing photographer, very successful. And of course, I was a bit like, whoa, what she maybe she's not interested in this. But by the end of the conversation, we were just two women entrepreneurs getting on the phone, having an incredible conversation, and then finding out, actually, I didn't even tell you this, but towards the end, we have a ton of things in common, which is what we talked about before. And in the end, she's like, you know what? I love what you're doing. I think it's incredible. You know what? It's not for me, but I know plenty of people within my network that I could refer you to. She gave me two names, got off the phone. She's given me two names. And to me, that's gold.
I have to quote
That's
you.
what networking is all about.
And that's what, and again, that's what networking is all about.
Yeah.
People, and all right, so that's incredible because you got two referrals from someone that you did not know before learning how to connect with people, correct?
No, she lives in a completely different, she doesn't even live in Jersey.
So Meg, how many business first conversations were you having prior to using LinkedIn? How many business first conversations were you having before LinkedIn?
0.
How many are you having on average a week right now?
4 to 5.
So you've almost 5 times the amount of business conversations, and you're still diving in right now.
Yes, still learning.
Correct?
Yes. And still getting
So-
comfortable, still getting my feet wet, still learning what to say. And, yes, I'm still learning.
So what's been, in your opinion, for you personally, what has been the most impactful thing that you've learned about LinkedIn and what it's going to do for your business?
There are so many people on LinkedIn that are just looking to connect. And there's so many. And you know what? When I first popped onto LinkedIn, I was like, these people aren't going to talk to me. They are so happy to get on that phone and talk to me because they want to network as well. And like I said, it doesn't matter if what I'm doing for them is what they need, but it's just the fact that now they have me in their network and I have them in my network. And I think that for me is the biggest takeaway. And actually becoming more confident on a telephone call is also a huge thing. And Diane can actually attest to this because I was a wreck. And now, you know what, with my tools that I have been giving and the mentoring that I've been getting on LinkedIn, it's like I get in that call and I'm like a whole different person. My energy is great. And you know what, if I'm stumped, I figure it out. And you know what, and people have no idea that I'm stumped. I find something else in common. And I just go with it. And it's insane, Scott. I'm like, I got off a phone call today and I was like on fire, but before the phone call, was I not? Like I was, you know what? We're all humans. We all get nervous. We all get anxious. We're like, oh my God, we don't want to talk on the phone. And I'm the same. But now that I'm doing this 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 times a week, it's getting better. And by the end of the conversation, if they're not interested in what I have to offer them, all right, fine. It's more practice. The more, the better, right?
Absolutely. And the thing is, we can't wait for people to be ready to jump on board. And, I did a video the other day where I wanted people to take their list of people that they've been writing through the years, people they went to high school with, college, and I want you to rip it up. Like literally tear it up and throw it away. Because what I showed you, and when I said, Meg, you can build locally, you can build nationally, and you can build globally with LinkedIn because you can search for people by city, by state, by country, or by province. There was a woman that I talked to today that lives in South Dakota. And she said it's a very small population. There's a lot of people in isogenics already there. And I said to her, LinkedIn, you could start building anywhere you want in the world. And I think when you realize how much bigger social media is outside of Facebook and Instagram, and I'm sorry, Instagram is great. It's fun. It's sports bras and yoga pants and people trying to sell their t-shirts. Like, it's really great. It's awesome. I use it. Facebook, it's what you and I talked about earlier. It's connecting with people on a human level. A human level. LinkedIn, you are allowed 30,000 connections. And I mean, it blows my mind because Just imagine, Meg, what everyone can do with 30,000 connections globally that you could talk to. And again, the people that talk to the most people are going to win. So,
Yes.
Meg, if someone was to ask you that's not on LinkedIn, that is not using it, they're sitting on the fence, they're not sure, they want you to teach them, what's the number one reason why, if you are serious about building a network marketing team, not being a cleanse coach, team, what's the number one reason they need to be getting on LinkedIn now?
Because everyone in the world isn't, you're setting yourself above everybody else. You're going to what is what everyone else isn't doing right now. And you're learning a whole new business platform, which will set you above the rest. And like you said, there's so many people on LinkedIn. Like, why not connect with them? And that for me is huge. I don't know these people from the book on my desk, but now I do. I'm like, it's so cool. And I have never talked to this lady today. And I was like, wow. I'm like, I was inspired when I got off the phone with her. So I can't wait to see what's to come. And just, guys, I have to tell you, it's such an important platform to learn. You know, in any business, network marketing, whatever business you're in, you don't have to be an entrepreneur. But just get on and check it out. And, I knew I needed someone to hold my hand through this and show me what I needed to do, because it's just like anything. If my faucet breaks, I can't fix it. I got to call a plumber. So if I want to learn LinkedIn, who do I call? I call Scott. I call somebody that knows what they're doing, and that's going to lead me down the right path, and not get on there and start bumbling around and posting stuff. And, and does it happen overnight? Absolutely not. But those connections, Scott, and I remember texting you that day that I fixed up my profile and I put it on there. I think it was like 4 minutes. I'm telling you, I think it was probably 4 minutes. But when it was insane. I was like, whoa, no one ever liked anything I've ever done on LinkedIn. And now I was like, wow. I'm like, oh my God. And in things too, it starts out slower, and it's picking up. It's picking up every day. People are connecting with me. I'm connecting with them. And the people I meet are just, everyone is in every different field. And I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's I go back to what David Wood says in University in Action, and what he does is he basically takes you and he moves you around the room, and he has you find things in common. There is something in common with everyone, and that's what people are missing. You have all these opportunities outside of Facebook, like LinkedIn, to really impact yourself. And I tell people, the three main things, and this is what we went over. You're allowed 30,000 connections compared to the 5,000 on Facebook. The average age is 35 to 55, which is the average age of a network marketer. And the average income is $100,000 a year for people on LinkedIn, $30,000 a year or less on Facebook. And what I can tell you is that when people really jump into this and they learn exactly how to be a network marketer, because you said to me, I don't know how to be a network marketer. I wasn't
taught.
I don't know what to say to someone about the business. Everyone is so used to talking about the products, leading with the products. We got free this, we got 10% off that, we got this shape coming out. And then there's the other side of it, because you free people from physical and financial pain. And trust me, there's a lot of people in physical pain, but there are a ton of people in financial pain as well. And you have this beautiful tool and opportunity to present people. And if people really feel that no one's on LinkedIn and they're not looking for an opportunity, they're wrong. So let's talk about from the emotional standpoint, because when you came to me, your confidence in building this business and in leading with the opportunity, having conversations with strangers was very scary to you.
Yes, it was very scary.
What's your confidence like now?
Oh, way above where it was, Scott. You know, I think we're all human and there's always still a bit of that hesitation. But once I get on that call, I'm like, it just rolls. Like it's getting so much easier after like the second week of actually like diving into it. Yes, I'm going to have my anxious moments, but I got on and I'm like, you know what, damn, I can do this. Like I can really do this. And that call today really proved a lot to me where everyone I connect with isn't going to be on board, but they appreciate it. That's the big word for me. They appreciate the hustle and the grind. And you know what? They know other people that are looking for an opportunity. And that's what to me was huge. And you know, all my calls haven't gone just like that, but it's okay. I'm talking to people and it's getting easier and easier and easier. So to me, it's for me, the business opportunity to talk about now is much better, much better. I mean,
that's the way that you create residual income is
yes.
building a tribe and building a team. And, you know, having product users is wonderful and it's great, but it's not going to create that residual income momentum that you require to make six figures and above. That's not just product users, people that are top leaders in any company. They're building a team. They're looking for people to partner with and to run. And, you know, I've taught you a simple system: get one, teach one. Focus on just getting one new business builder a month and building off of the momentum of that. So let me ask you this. Obviously, this is a whole other animal for you. And most people are waiting for others to reach out to them, you know, to say, hey, Meg, I'm ready, sign me up. And again, you know, that's great because you're bringing people into, you know, do the cleanse and everything else, but, you know, then you're a cleanse coach.
Yes.
How does it feel to now have a system in place where you never have to wait for someone to reach out to you again?
It's incredible. That's insane. Like it is. I mean, it really is. It's mind blowing the amount of people that will get on a phone call with you. And I never had that before. No one would get on a phone call with me about the business. And you know, my information is on that. My profile is full. Like it is complete from top to bottom. So they can see what I do and what I've done. And you know, they're getting on a phone call because they want to get on a phone call with me. I'm not begging them to get on a phone call with me to talk about the opportunity. That's it. I'm not begging them. They're
Right.
making the decision to answer my message back.
Oof.
They don't have to.
I love that.
They don't have to, you know, and you know, it's really cool. And people are actually, I will say the conversations that I'm having with these people on LinkedIn are very different. They're so different. I mean, I think they're like a step above what I was used to. The people, the caliber, the quality, just everything, the conversations they're really great and informative. Yeah. And I'm learning so much.
And it's not to put down the types of people that are on Facebook, but you have to understand, you know, people are on Facebook for personal reasons, but if you're in network marketing and you want to build a business, you need to be on a platform that supports business growth and business conversations. You know, it's 277% more effective for lead generation than Facebook. It's been proven. And the fact that every Fortune 500 company in the world has a presence on there and it's the only platform that supports that, that's a clue. It really says something. And socialmediatoday.com, which is one of my favorite websites I refer to, they said it's the most underused platform out there. And, you know, more and more people, someone sent a message to me today, one of my old clients, and she said that Lisa DeMeo, who's a top leader in this company, she's over in Spain building her team, and she's actually instructing her team to get on LinkedIn as soon as possible to start connecting with people internationally, because that's the best way to do it. So that's coming from the top, you know, and the fact is that you're on your way to the top. But let me ask you this.
That sounds really good.
You're
that sounds great.
Let me ask you this. What's the main reason why you think or you feel now? So being on the other side, because there's a lot of people are on that side of the fence that you were on until you jumped over with me.
Yes.
What's the main reason why people on the other side of the fence are so hesitant to jumping into LinkedIn?
I would say the first thing is because they've never been told about LinkedIn. No one's is teaching them about LinkedIn, and fear of the unknown. That was mine, fear of the unknown. And what if I get on LinkedIn and nothing happens? I think that's the biggest thing for me was fear. I'm going to invest all this time and energy and money and this and that into this, and it's not going to work. And there will always be a piece of everyone, but you know what? You have to just keep going. And like you said, the more no's I get, the better. It just makes me a stronger person. I'm like, all right, fine. You said no to me. Next, So that's it. I mean, I think it just jump. It's scary. And I remember when I first started on Facebook and doing that, I was scared. It took me 2.5 hours to write my first post on Facebook. 2.5 hours. And some of my friends can tell you that 2.5 hours, and it's a learning curve. It's scary because we don't know how to use it, but you know what? It's made me a stronger person. I feel like I can get on the phone now with anybody, whether they're a lawyer, whether they're a doctor, whether they're a CEO of a company. I would never do that before. And like I said to you this morning, I had a conversation with you because I was like, I'm leery about this and I'm leery about that. And you're like, you know what? Suck it up. You never know what situation they're in. They could have just lost their job. You have no idea. They might need that nest egg. They might need that, like you always say, plan B.
Yeah.
You have no idea. That's what lights me up. I'm like, oh God, people have no idea what's there, but you need the tools. I had no idea what I was doing. You have to have the tools to do it and someone to mentor you, just like you did when you first started anyone's network marketing business. You had someone mentor you. I'm having someone mentor me. Yep, 100%.
So what's your posture like now compared to what it was 3 weeks ago?
My posture was like this. Now my posture is like this. My posture is much more confident. I'm doing the do so much more every day. I get up. I mean, I was always getting up and doing the things that I knew what I was doing, but now that I have this great system in place and I know what to do each day and what I have to say to these people on the phone, and it's so refreshing. It really is refreshing. I feel good. I feel confident. And like I said to you this morning, sometimes I start to get into my head and then I just say, you know what, Scott? And you're like, you know what? Suck it up and move on. Like, just do it. Just do it. What's the worst they can say?
The initial feeling you always have is your heart.
Yes.
And then the second thought you're going to have is your head. So always listen to your heart because your head will try to convince you otherwise.
Yes.
Because the fact is that when you have more people to talk to that you know what to do with, you have the edge. And I always say to you, Meg, stay one step ahead. And as long as you're one step ahead, because here's the thing, and this is just a hypothetical, but I used to say to people, if Facebook shuts down tomorrow, there's a lot of people that are screwed because everyone relies so heavy on Facebook to build their business where honestly, I ask people all the time, how many calls you having per week? And it's typically 0 to 5. But on LinkedIn, you could have 5 a day if you wanted to. And that's the beauty of this is that you're a mom, you have a life outside of this, but you've been able to take this system and put it into the pockets of time that you have.
Yes.
So before we end tonight, one last message you have for people that are on here that are thinking about using LinkedIn, that haven't used it, that should be using it. What's one last message you have for them?
Get off the fence and learn LinkedIn. It really is a game changer. It will really teach you more than just learning how to use LinkedIn. It's going to teach you how to become a much more confident person and talk to people that you would absolutely never talk to. Just a couple conversations with Scott, you'll be like, damn, what have I been doing? What have I been waiting for? I've been sitting here for 2 years trying to learn LinkedIn and I never learned it, ever. And now I have to tell you, last week, I had so many calls booked, I had to push them to this week. Like, that's never happened. Never, ever happened. I was having back-to-back calls. And I'm not saying that they all led to a business opportunity because they didn't, but I received, this to me was great. I received messages back from these people that I talked to and they said to me, thank you very much for taking my phone call. It was a pleasure to meet you. And that's all I needed to hear. And I will keep you in mind if someone comes into my networking, into my circle, that's looking for what you have to offer. And I was
They
like,
might come
oh,
back around.
yes. I was
They
like,
might
score. Yes. I mean, it's just, it really is. You got to have the guidance for anything new that you put your foot into. That's just it's my take.
Instead of being a hunter, Meg, you have to be the farmer. The person that plants the
Yes.
most seeds is
Yes.
going to reap the greatest harvest. So, I first want to just send love and gratitude to you because I've, and it's amazing. I wish I had a voice message of you when we first got started about 3 weeks ago, because the person that I was initially working with to the person that I am I mean, the first conversation we had, you were unsure, you were unclear, your confidence was low, you were just very anxious about this whole thing. And the woman that I'm looking at today that is coming to battle each and every day with her armor on, knowing that you could talk to anyone now, and you get better at sharing your story. You get better at connecting with people that you don't know, creating relationship and rapport. Yes, I'm the messenger, but you're the doer. And I just want to thank you for actually just being so coachable and open to something completely new. And you can
Yes.
see how much it's benefited you already in just a few weeks. And I'm anxious to see where things are going over the next few months.
Me
So
too. It's just the beginning, Scott. It's just the beginning, and I really just started, guys. I mean, if this has happened to me in like 3 to 4 weeks, nothing happens overnight, and I wasn't expecting it to happen overnight. But my connections are just insane, and I'm super, super thank you. Super grateful, Scott, for everything that you do and the communication. If there's one thing Scott is really good at, and I will tell you, I have never, ever, his communication back and forth is, I mean, it's here. It's a level above, I mean, anything. Even if it's just like, whatever it may be. He answers my questions whenever needed. And that's why he is the master of what he does. Definitely the master. And I advise you all to hop onto all his lives, talk to him one-on-one, because you will 100% be impressed.
thank you.
Great.
Meg, listen, I know you got other things to do tonight, and I just wanted to thank you for jumping on so quickly and taking the time, sharing your story, and just sharing yourself with everyone. And again, I mean, obviously we'll be talking again tomorrow for our session.
Yes.
But this is only the beginning for you, and I just can't wait to continue to see you blossom, to gain that experience. And remember, yes is the destination, but no is the journey. That's how we get there. So continue to move forward, continue to crush it, and just grateful for you.
And I can't wait for 1 year when we have this live interview again and to see where I am in my business.
Me too, my friend.
Super excited. Thank you so much for everything. Have a great
You
night,
got it,
everybody.
Have a great night.
Bye.
So as you guys can see, it's not so much about the enrollments and everything else. It's the confidence that learning LinkedIn gives you, teaching you the skills necessary to be a professional network marketer. Not having to go out and do all those things that product sharers do. Really being a business builder. So guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And again, much love and gratitude to Meghan for sharing her story and herself, and all of you for joining me tonight. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.